I said before, if you was stealing all this shit and piling it up in front of George Floyd's family's house, I'm not mad at you, right? But if you keeping that shit for yourself to sell on eBay and some shit you don't even need, taking shoes and the sizes that you can't even fit, you don't get no play from me with that. I ain't no sympathy for that. You just got your motherfucking ass beat. The other side of it is I ain't got no sympathy for criminals, B. Not at all. Y'all niggas got that sympathy for criminals. I don't. I know what criminals are capable of. I know these niggas ain't bitches and hoes and got problems and they need to be, oh baby, you alright. Nah, fuck them niggas. Like, if you strong enough to break into a nigga crib, but you not strong enough to break into a motherfucking book and break into a motherfucking application, right? Or break into a motherfucking uniform in McDonald's, but you tough enough to break into somebody's house who can't defend themselves, yeah, I'm a blow. If I'm there, I'm not going to kill you because I don't want to go to jail. But if you put me in a position to kill you and you're a criminal, I won't have two second thoughts about that shit. I'm going to hit you 3 times center mass and 2 times in the fatal T and push your brainstem out the back of your motherfucking head. That's just me, though. Right? But I give niggas the benefit of the doubt, but I don't sympathize and empathize with criminals, period. Never will. That's why I'm not a cop, right? Because I would be in jail. Because I'm not the domestic violence nigga, he's not making it back to the station. The rapist nigga, he's not making it back to the station. The nigga who shot that little girl in the innocent bystander shit, he's not making it back to the station. That's just me, but that's why I'm not a cop. So I don't, do I have sympathy for a thief? No. Fuck that nigga. Next. But with that said, if that dude was like, man, I'm Robin Hood and I need this shit for the poor, what else it wouldn't be let me kill this nigga. It'd be, what else do you need? And do you need a ride to go drop this shit off? You ain't got to steal from me if it's something that you need. I'll give you the shit. And a lot of people feel that. But niggas don't ask because niggas got pride. They rather take. And at taking, get your ass killed. You know? That's just from my experience. You know what I'm saying? In life. But I wouldn't harm a fly. I don't even kill the spiders that's in my house. Right? But let you be able-bodied and able to cut some grass. But instead of cutting some grass, you're trying to come through my window. Afro Samurai in this bitch. Believe that? Not joking either. But anyway, just saying the real shit in a humorous way. Where else do we have in this place to be? How long do you, what did the brother say? I don't think his question came up. There we go. Maybe it'll come up. There we go. How long do you think the protests will last this time around? I think with the military on the streets, not long. There's nothing else to really, well, no, let me take that back. Let me separate this. Niggas done already stole all the shit, so the looting shit is over. Because all the shit is already gone. And those stores ain't really finna open or restock anytime soon. So that shit's over. In terms of the protests, I mean, protest movements last very long. Like Occupy Wall Street lasted for months. It all depends on how well it's organized and, you know, do people have something, does it migrate from just being a passion point to actually being a policy point? And if it's a policy point, then there's more tangible things that you can grasp onto to actually build a movement around. You can't build movements off passion. You can start movements off passion, but you can't build a movement around passion. There has to be some practice, some tradition, some ritual, something objective that is there as well, which is related to the initial point of passion. But you can't just build a movement solely off passion. It should never last. Marriages, motherfucking basketball teams, like, we really want to win. We just really want to do it. But nigga, you can't hit the 3. You can't hit the J. Ball is not life for you. I don't care how much passion you got. Ball's got to be on life. So they can't hit the layup. You're never going to win. I don't give no fuck how passionate you are. You're going to be the most passionate losers. So I would say you need to have it needs to migrate from something that's a passion into policy, or passion into product. Like if that makes more sense, right? So I mean, it could last for a while. How long do I think this will last? Maybe a few more days. Maybe a few more days. I think when they arrest, or if they charge the other officers, shit will go away. But you ain't got to worry about this. That shit's not even the focus now. Now you got to worry about the public perception of looking at these motherfuckers ain't nothing but some thieves and some looters. Now you got to deal with that. Like, how do we come to terms and make amends with the communities that we just fucking destroyed in the past 24 hours? That's something that somebody needs to kind of start thinking about. How do you heal that? And those people are susceptible. I think the community is willing to give niggas a pass, but it has to be some type of reciprocation of something. Go help these niggas sweep their shit up, or clean up their stores, or start paint. You need to, and fuck the protest. A group of you motherfuckers get together, go meet with these store owners and be like, how can we help you fix your shit? You know, I think that's something that needs to occur. And I think that that's part of the protest. Like, not only can we break this shit, but we can rebuild it, right? Even with the police there, even with motherfuckers like, fuck you get your fuck out my face. Like, we can destroy and we can rebuild. Most niggas just know how to destroy, unfortunately. So that part. Boop, boop, boop. Do 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 do. When I say niggas, I'm talking about everybody. Just so you know, when I say niggas, I'm not just saying black people. I'm saying white people too. Like niggas, like people who do nigga shit. Looting is nigga shit. Expand the scope. The word's not going anywhere, so you might as well just start using it in its effect. People who do ignorant, dumb shit is niggas. But also on the other side, niggas like me who do like smart, ignorant shit. Also niggas. But it's not a racial thing at this point. It's people who do dumb shit. Do 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 do. Lupe, what about internationalizing the protest to a global movement? I mean, you could. Again, Occupy was an extension of Arab Spring. The occupations in Egypt. There's always been an occupational movement, protest movement in Spain and different places. It's very strong around the world. But you got to understand that the goals, it transferred from I think in Tunisia, the brother set itself on fire. That was the passion point. Then it migrated into a policy point that everybody could get involved in, and then it was an overthrow. But understand that the climate of the language there, meaning the freedom of speech, different things like that, it has the weight of their words has more power. The weight of their words have more action than things do in the States. So you could have something like Arab Spring, which will overthrow a government, but you may not have an Occupy, which will overthrow a government, right? The results will be different because there's co-ops that happen along the way. In places where the government is really strong versus where the corporations are really strong, you see a difference of when things start to co-op and start to lose their steam. Co-opted. The narrative becomes co-opted. When it's just purely government, it's very rigid. But when you got corporations and think tanks and all these other things which are incentivized in certain ways to see that your protest doesn't stand, it won't. But when you have the government, which only has its governmental agencies and governmental bodies, and the corporate power isn't really there to co-opt either way to benefit or not benefit, then things change. But what happened with Arab Spring? They threw the government out, got in another government, and then that government got thrown out. So in the long-term strategy of things, it wasn't really effective. So understand that the end goals of a lot of these protest movements, they don't reach their goal. They get like a little bit of kind of like leeway or a little bit of kind of what we call a battle. They win a battle, but they didn't necessarily win the war. And it's what matters the most, the battle or the war. The other piece is a lot of the international protest movements. Um, I don't want to say that they don't care, but they got their own problems. You know, like you actually got people starving to death in certain places versus, you know, people got stores and grocery stores that they can break into and eat here, right? Let alone, I don't think anybody was hungry. Like at the protest, was niggas hungry? Nah, I'm sure niggas had ate something. Imagine a protest movement in a country where nobody's eating, like nobody's ate, like there's no food, like there's no grocery store to break into. That's why we're fucking protesting, right? So understand that the bars in terms of where people are in life are different. So the protests may look the same, but the fundamental drivers can be completely different, right? They'll look at this like, why are you niggas stealing phones? Why are you niggas stealing shoes? Like if it was us, the grocery store would be fucking empty. Like we don't even need shoes. Like what the fuck are y'all doing? So some of people look at that aspect of it as like, that's petty. But again, that's just the looter side of things. But in terms of the protest movements itself, even that is of value. Like, you know, there's people who be like, don't tear up your own shit. And like, no, we're not with that. You know, or people who are like, you know, protest, you got to have something political to protest on top of, not just something passionate. So, I mean, just understand I would say if you're interested in expanding into the international piece and getting some international coalitions, which you could for sure, but do a deeper dive into why they're protesting, who they're protesting, what they're protesting against, and what are some of the underlying social and socioeconomic conditions which are driving the protest, to actually see if there's a point of coordination and where you would coordinate, etc. Okay. Usman, shout out to Usman. He's always asking like good questions. Okay. What are your thoughts on Blackout Day? I mean, participate if you want to. Don't if you don't. I don't foresee it doing anything, simply because you're not going to have universal support. There's still a half of this country which is still fucking racist, which does not care about George. Don't give a fuck about dude. And sometimes those divestment vehicles need to be universal to actually to give the force that it needs. Again, you know, we talked about this yesterday with the stock market. The stock market and the economy, the stock market as a metaphor for the economy. You would think like, oh yeah, as long as we do this, then we're gonna hurt the stock market, we're gonna hurt businesses. But then if you understand the mechanics, that, you know, the stock market isn't necessarily directly connected to what happens in the streets, right? It's the field of a chosen few or a funded few, and it's really for them, right? So